Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel Media Greg, and in this one we are going to be learning how you can convert this image into this really cool dripping effect using Adobe Photoshop. So in case you do not have the latest version of Adobe Photoshop or you do not know how to download and install the software, you can head over to the link in the description which will lead you to a video where I teach a step-by-step process to download Adobe Creative apps and the latest version of all of these Adobe products. So make sure you check that out. So without wasting any further time, let's get started. So first of all, in Adobe Photoshop, you can choose an image of your choice, like for example this one in my case. So the first step will be making a selection. Now if you want to know in depth about how you can make selection, you can also refer to one of my previous video where I teach you how you can extract your subject from the background in a step-by-step manner. So in case you do not know, you can just follow along. So what you are going to be doing is you are going to be selecting this quick selection tool. As you can see, it is in fourth number, and after selecting this tool, just make a selection of the background. So you can see Photoshop has done a really nice job selecting our model, and you can see by pressing Q that we have some imperfections at his eyebrows and his hair, so we are going to be making them selected. You can simply press Alt on your keyboard and just fine-tune these selections. So now I think we are pretty much good to go. Okay, now that you have made your selection, what you are going to be doing is that in your selection, right click and select inverse. You can see the option of select inverse is visible in here at the second number. So you are going to be selecting, and what this is going to be doing, that it is going to be selecting the inverse of what we've selected. So we've selected the background, but now we are selecting the model which we need. So now you are going to be selecting and masking this. So click on this select and mask option, and here you have a really cool feature to fine-tune the hairs and make them even more smoother. So you have this refine edge brush tool. You're going to be selecting this and you are going to be using it steadily on these hairs line. So you can see our hair are becoming even more detailed and our selection is looking really great. And yeah, I think we are good to go. So once you're happy with it, you can just play with other sides too if you think they need to be selected. But if you want to do that, you can just simply click on OK. Now you need to create a mask to extract your model from the background. And to do that, you simply need to click this mask button. You can see we are already selecting an extracted version of our model. And now what you are going to be doing is you are going to be setting up a nice background, and to do so the step is really simple. You need to head over to this new layer icon and click that, and you can see our new icon is created. Let's just name it background, and bring this layer below our model layer. So let's just call this layer model. Okay. So now that we have created our background, what we need to do is select a nice color for it. So using these colors, you can select a color of your choice. Like for example, try to set a really light background so you can see your model perfectly. I think this color looks good, so I'm just going to be selecting this and pressing OK. And after that, what you are going to be doing is that either you can select your brush tool and simply paint the background, and the second option is also really cool. Let me just Control Z that. What you can do from your keyboard, you need to press Alt and backspace, and you can see certainly all of our color is now applied. It didn't also wasted our time. So yeah, I think this color looks pretty good. So we are going to be moving our model a little bit upwards, and we are also going to be downscaling it. So let's just make it a little bit smaller. I think this looks good. Let's just check this mark, and yeah. After that, you can head over to the link in the description where I have posted a link for the dripping image, and you can simply drag and drop that image into Photoshop. And yeah, after that you have to place the dripping according to your model. So you can see, I think this looks good, or maybe a little smaller. Let's just move it a little bit upwards. So yeah, I think that looks good. So now we have this dripping layer, and what we are going to be doing is that we are going to be pressing Control on our keyboard and clicking on the thumbnail of this dripping, and you can see the selection is made for our dripping. Now we have to go to the mask of model, and we are going to be pressing, after making your selection, you are going to be hiding that layer, and now you can see we have this selection over here. And now we have to apply mask on this selection, and you can simply do that by selecting your mask of the model and pressing Alt on your keyboard and backspace, and voila, you can see our dripping is now applied to our model. And let's just press Ctrl D on our keyboard to deselect the selection. And now you can fine tune these selections by selecting your brush tool. Make sure your brush is smaller, and let's just erase these extra parts. So yeah, you can see it is already looking really great. So yeah, after that we need to apply one more effect to this image, and it is going to be looking even more great. What you need to do is that if you are into Photoshop and graphic designing and you really like this type of photo editing style, then I recommend you a website, brusheezy.com, from where you can get these really cool brushes which are going to be giving you some cool effects for your editing. So if you are really into Photoshop and want to create even more greater effects, you can head over to this website, and you can simply search in here paint or maybe particles and download any of these brushes. So as you can see, you have these strokes, different type of strokes in here, and below you can see you have all of these other effects too. The great thing about this website is that it provides you a lot of brushes totally free, which are going to be boosting up your photo editing game to the next level. So it's a must from my side for Photoshop editors, and if you are new into Photoshop and want to create something really amazing from start, so I really recommend you this website. You can also see you have splatter brushes over here, which we are going to be using for this project. So I just downloaded one of these brush. So you have a wide variety of range in here, a really big library from where you can choose your style and your liking. You also have these blood, and you name it, you have a lot of stuff in here. So yeah, please check out brusheezy.com. And so now let's just download one of these brushes and get back to our project. So let's suppose you have downloaded our brush, and I have already done it, so I'm going to be using that. Go to your brush tool and right click and select, and to import the brush that you downloaded, you need to click on this gear icon and go to import brushes. And here we have a brush that we downloaded. You can simply load these into Photoshop, and you can see below you will be having that brush. So let's just select that brush. Like for example, this looks pretty good to me. And now let's go to our background layer, or you can create a new layer in here and name it splatter. And in here we will be creating our particles. So let's just select a really nice color. If you are having like for example a blue background, I recommend you using something similar to that. So we are going to be just selecting a stronger version of this color. So let's just darken the color and maybe select dark blue and press OK. And now we are going to be using the brush in here. Make sure to select your layer and your brush is selected. So now you can use this brush. By the way, to rotate your brush, you can simply rotate this circular thing. You can see the direction of your brush is being rotated. So once you're good with the position, you can simply click, and you can see our particles are now being placed. You can also try other brushes. So here you can see our particles are looking even more greater. So yeah, another cool thing that you can do to your photo is that if you want to make it look even more detailed, you can just simply head over to your model layer, double click on that, and you can see now layer styles window is opened, and from here you can apply really a lot of stuff to your image. So the one thing I would like you to apply to your image is this bevel and emboss. You simply need to click on that and you can already see that it looks like a 3D thing going on in here, and it looks really cool. And if you want to make it look even more great, you can maybe apply a little shadow. Make sure to decrease the opacity and also the distance so it looks even more detailed. And you can also apply the outer glow if you want to do that, and you can see it looks even more detailed now. So these are some really cool effects that you can apply to your photo, and now you can see it looks way more natural and detailed. And yeah, so that was it, guys. I hope you really like this effect in Adobe Photoshop 2022, and I really hope you practice these effects and become a really good artist by yourself. And also make sure to subscribe to the channel as that really helps. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share with friends. Thank you for watching.